So let's talk about what are the differences. Many Vedic astrologers don't know what is the difference between tropical and Vedic astrology, which is like tropical zodiac versus the sidereal zodiac. If I'm pronouncing it correctly, it is the sidereal. Okay, and now what are my observations about it? And there is in general there is a lot of confusion if you among astrology enthusiasts and astrologers, that which one is correct. Okay, Vedic astrologers, many people they try to criticize the tropical system, and there is like fierce debate sometimes that goes on, and I sincerely apologize to those people who have faced such rude behavior in Kora or something other. And many people dismiss the tropical zodiac, and similarly like uh, in the tropical side also, most people they don't consider, I mean, they don't speak about it because they don't know about it, the Vedic system, that the sidereal one. And then there are like the users, like the people, they are confused, like I am Aries or I am Pisces. Now the sidereal sign is something, the tropical sign is something, and I sometimes I mostly resonate with my tropical one. So what's going on actually? And to add to one extra layer of complexity here, the actual astronomical positions also in the sky. If I say like what's there, what's actually rising on the horizon, the ascendant, I mean the astronomical constellation or star, that again differs from the sidereal. So you have three things, not only two things. You have two things. You have three things. Okay, one is the tropical, one is the sidereal, and then the actual star. So for example, like if I'm, let's say I'm born in tropical sign of Aries, my Vedic astrology sign is Pisces, and at the same time the constellation might be Taurus, might be Aquarius. It may be, there is a chance. I actually don't remember whether it is the next constellation or the previous one, but sometimes it happens even in the, what I mean to say is like, even the sidereal zodiac is not exactly like referring to the stars above. This I have heard it in online discussions also, many people perplexed because they want to use the stars directly. They feel that the stars are what we are seeing, the stars, they must be influencing us, right? So this is a very big question, so I'm trying to address this question in this small video today. I hope it is a small video. And so now the coming to the point of like, one thing is like, let it be clear, like both work, tropical and the sidereal zodiac, they work. Okay, and most of the configurations are actually relative. So it doesn't matter like 3 points, if they are, if the 3 points are in so it is the relationship between the 3 points, not the actual position. Okay, so that is one part. I mean, one point is this: most of the readings are actually like a relative placements. So when you take relative placements, sidereal also the same. When Jupiter conjunct Saturn is there in, is happening in sidereal, it's also happening in tropical. Okay? And so many of the configurations are relative, even to relative to your birth planets. Like my birth moon is when I have the transiting Saturn crossing over my natal Saturn, I have a Saturn return. It is independent of whether I see it in the sidereal system, whether I see it in the tropical system. The main difference comes when we talk about a single point. Like for example, my sun, because there are qualities actually, like some qualities are like the absolute, they take it the absolute one, they're not relative. There we encounter problem. For example, my sun is in Capricorn tropical, but if I look into the Vedic system, I will find that it is in Sagittarius. So What that means is like in simpler language is like this system, Western system says that I am Capricorn. Now the Vedic system says that I am Sagittarius, Sun. Okay. Now the qualities will be different. Of course, there will be different. Like Capricorn, how he behaves, how she behaves is different from how Sagittarius behaves. So, so there actually comes the this your absolute quality. What we are going to take it. Okay. Now to address that actually, like I'll say like the 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 sidereal system, the sidereal zodiac system, it actually like everything you see, like I have seen this concept in medical astrology also. Not medical astrology, but some discipline of like non-mainstream medicine, where like each your body part, like for example the whole body part can be activated from your foot or your hand, your lungs, your eyes, everything is there. So this is one of the principles, major astrological principles, that there is this multiplicity, what we call in mathematics, like we have uh, fractal geometry. Wherever you look, the same shape is there. Within that shape, there is shape. Shape within shape. This thing is there. So the same thing is there in astrology also. So actually, like we can map, like when in the stars, the fixed stars around the I mean in the sky, we can map them. We can choose a starting point and we can map the 12 signs. Multiplicity of 12, it is there. Similarly, the path of the sun, also we can point at it, select a point, and then we can divide it into 12 parts. So it is actually division into 12 parts. That matters. It is not the light that is coming, okay, or it is not that there exists only one 12 house system. It depends on from where. Like for example, if in principle the the path of Saturn also you can divide it into 12 parts. That will be different from the tropical the zodiac wheel. So you can do that. That is actually the cuspal degree concept is there based on that. For example, when Saturn is in, let's say I have Saturn in 29 Capricorn, unless unless the Saturn transits to 29 degree of Capricorn, I don't have a successful Saturn return. Only when Saturn goes to 30-degree Capricorn, then I can say that it is complete. So are you getting? So each point, so each path, each trajectory could be divided into 12 parts. That's it. So the multiplicity. So what does sidereal zodiac does is like it divides the stars. Basically stars, it is going to divide. Now tropical zodiac, what it does, it divides the path of the sun. Now the interesting thing is that where to start and where to stop. We cannot just start from somewhere. Now for that actually, like we have to use, okay, so we have to use certain things. Like the tropical is, it rests on very sound foundation. I mean, most people try to dismiss it, but the year starts at the equinox, spring equinox. So it is like the phases of the moon: equinox, solstice, equinox, solstice, equinox. Are you getting? So that is like one year, astrological year, equinox. So equinox point is like a point of equal day and night. So even we have similar kind of concepts in Vedic astrology, the Uttarayan and Dakshinayan concepts. So the tropical has foundations on that, on along the same lines. So it is very much sensible. When the Libra starts in tropical, we have the day and night equal. So it's scale. It is justice. Libra represents that. So when the day and night are again equal, we could have Libra. And what about the spring equinox? Spring starts after that. Spring starts, so it there is life. Life force is coming. So it is very much like we can assign it to Aries. Okay, so that's why this equinox and solstice, we can map it to like one equinox we have, we can choose it, it's starting. I'm very much sure you can also do that Libra equinox also, you can put it as a starting point of Aries. You can try to do that, but the problem is that it is not natural. You can work out that way also, but it is not natural, because even the sidereal 12 division system was coincident, like it aligned with the tropical one, so the signs were same some years back, in some BC, 200 BC maybe, I don't remember it, they were aligned. So we have the sun principle and the moon principle, we can say. So they were in alignment, so there is no problem. Like if separately there are two, we have to recognize that there are two principles, two systems, the sun system, the moon system, and they operate independently. Sometimes they align with themselves, and sometimes what we have them drifted away. Okay, so that doesn't mean that the sun principle is not valid. The tropical system is valid. Equinoxes, they fix it, the spring equinox as the starting point of Aries. And so so that is perfectly in tune with the sunlight. So for example, like if I were to give the argument of validity, why tropical is, how can you show that tropical is valid? You look at sun's exaltation. Now sun will exalt when we have like the peak of summer, we have feeling real heat, then of course sun is strong in the sky. That is this. So that is again another argument towards putting the starting point at spring equinox. When you do that, the exaltation of sun is visible already. Like we have this, it comes around that time in summer in the northern hemisphere when we have the heat is maximum. So this shows the validity of your tropical system. And coming to sidereal system, how can we show that it is valid? You may be knowing the age of Aquarius, age of Pisces thing. That is nothing but the sidereal sign actually. Like the tropical zero point of Aries, where it is with respect to the sidereal sign. That's what we call the age. Now currently it is in the age of Pisces, because the Aries it was there, right? I'll show you the Aries system was there. Now the tropical Aries has shifted backwards into the Pisces of sidereal sign. Okay, so when we say about like the age of Pisces, we are saying the age of sidereal sign of Pisces. It's going on right now, and it is also very valid because the ages themselves are, they are very meaningful. That is the precession of the equinox. The axis moves around the sidereal signs. It's not the sun; it's the axis that moves around the sidereal zodiac. Are you getting? So that's there, and when we have that, like we had age of Taurus, uh, when we started making food, agriculture. Then the age of Aries was there, and there were wars. Now age of Pisces, it's a very spiritual time, very spiritual age. We are able to connect to spirituality from east west. The bridge has been gapped. I mean the yeah, right, the bridge, the gap has been bridged. So so age of Pisces, and then after that age of Aquarius will come, so it is tracing backwards. So these are common, like observations, if you can see it, so you can deduce. Now coming to like, so that's why I say is like, what I say is like both these systems are valid. Now the sun may be like, it is the conscious, what the tropical zodiacs are, they are like our conscious mind, what we are doing consciously, what we are getting consciously. And the moon, the sidereal zodiac, it is more towards the subconscious, or what we gain from the previous life. I borrowed this idea from some other astrologer, but yeah, it's like it was very nicely put that way. The If you see the Vedic chart or the sidereal sign, that's like your past that you have carried to this point, and the tropical one is like the current one that you are living. Okay, and the past is a strong determinant of your present. The present is, of course, the determinant of present, but the past is more strong. So, so, so this is how like you have to integrate both the systems. There is no problem with that. I do, because the nakshatra, the star zodiac, the mahadashas are extremely accurate, and I suggest you check your mahadashas. So these are there, and then of course there is the tropical one. So this is how I view it, and this is my answer to it. And coming to the last point, uh, why they are not matching astronomically, like the star that we see, it's not the sign Aries, but we have the constellation of Pisces. How is that happening? That's because it's the division that matters. Okay, from my point of view is that it's the division that matters. It's not this light from the star that is coming to you. Okay, it's the division, it's the multiplicity principle. So the stars are not, the constellations are not equi-sized. Okay, the constellations are not equi-sized. Now here we are talking about the sidereal, the constellations that we have, the true constellations based on which the sign names are there. So they are not uniformly spaced. That's why sometimes when the division says that you have Aries here, but in the sky we will be seeing the Pisces constellation, some star from the Pisces constellation will be there. So this explains that. So it's not that it's not accurate. That's not the case, but this is how it works. So that was my take on this topic, and I'll be back with some new topic next time. So thank you.